Thanks for hanging out with us today on Studio 512. Big Top Candy Shop has long been a SoCo staple, but we've got good news for sugar lovers. Owner Brandon Hodge is here to tell us about Big Top's new expansion into a historic Austin neighborhood. He's been so excited about this. First of all, congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, tell us about it. Where is the new location?
We are at 417 East 43rd, which is on the intersection of 43rd and Duval in the Hyde Park neighborhood.
The Hyde Park neighborhood. And already we've started to figure out that Hyde Park residents are after certain things.
They are, yep.
Yeah, so you said the very first group that came through said what?
Licorice. They wanted to show us the licorice, and to our delight and surprise, that has been one of the most sought after candies at our new Big Top location, which is really kind of at odds with what we experience on South Congress, but we'll give the people what they want. So we already have stocked up on licorice.
You are good about that, about coming to the people, not only
right.
with nostalgic things that they might remember from a childhood long ago, but also the newest, latest, and greatest. I mean, we were even looking at this little pickle Valentine. First of all, it's so darn cute. It's got a little plushie to go with it, but strawberry flavored candies inside. That's cutting edge.
Yeah, right. I mean, always pushing the envelope. I mean, we are offering now a cotton candy cake.
Oh,
so
wow.
you know, that's a new one. Always pushing the envelope, pushing the edge. All kinds of great treats. You know, from nostalgic candies to new delights and hundreds of classic sodas. So.
I was going to say the Charleston Chews are amazing. Yeah. The Cherry Mash. I mean, this goes back for some folks 50, 60, 70 years. Yep. I mean, that's really amazing stuff. But let's talk about just in general Big Top Candy Shop, because you guys have been open for about 18 years now.
That's right.
You're doing great business here in Austin.
Yeah, we are. We've been really blessed. I mean, Big Top was able to really get in on the ground floor of a national surge in candy business, and so we got there, you know, while the getting was good, and we've also been fortunate to be able to sustain that. We owe a lot of that to South Congress and you know, our customers, both nationwide, international, and local. So
yeah, and we want to thank everybody who still goes to South Congress, because that's not changing.
Right.
Right. Okay, so South Congress will still be there, but it's actually someone who's been with the company a long time is going to help you out with this new store.
That's right. Our longtime manager and fan favorite employee, Cameron Goodrum, will be coming back into the fold after a year-long absence to run Big Top Hyde Park. And for those longtime fans, he's been our head soda jerk for years. He's worked for Big Top
Soda jerk is a term?
Right, soda jerk is a term. He's been our head soda jerk for most of his tenure, which is 16 of our 18 years. And he was my second employee ever.
Wow.
And for longtime fans, we have a sideshow banner that depicts him and I joined at the hip at the soda fountain as conjoined soda jerks.
Oh, because there's always that little circusy bit that you've got going on. I love that. Okay, let's talk about what's on the table today, because there are some new things that are really popular right now that we want to make sure people know about. First of all, just the little bit I interact with social media, I know what Dubai chocolate is, so you're stocking that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not only the Dubai bars, but we have these fantastic truffles produced for us by Sweet Shop USA, which is a Dallas-based confectioner, and this is a Dubai chocolate truffle. So it's filled with this pistachio, crispy pistachio ganache, and it's just fantastic. It's just one of the standout hits of the new location.
Okay, and the last time you were here, it was right around Halloween, and Bubs were all the rage.
Still all the rage.
Okay.
So we've got all the Swedish candy gummies at our customers' disposal. We keep them well stocked. So.
Okay, sounds good to me.
And the peelers, another one right behind there. This crazy. Now these are the hearts, but they come in. The ones my kids got were little peaches, and they have a sort of a tougher, harder, gummier outer area, and you peel it to reveal this soft little fruity nugget on the inside. So a little tactile
Kids love interaction.
Sensation, right.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a fantastic one there.
Well, and we've got such a great array of things here on the table, but we kind of went Valentine's-y with it.
A little bit.
If people want to stop by and buy something super special for their Valentine, they can have a conversation with y'all about what you have, because they might be overwhelmed first standing into the store.
Conversation heart, maybe?
The old time, you know, sweethearts have gone on for a long time, but these sweet little chocolate roses, that sort of thing. It's just a great idea to kind of think outside of the box when you're thinking about chocolate for your loved one, and people can actually take away your truffles.
Or inside the box. So we specialize in putting together assortments, sort of custom-made assortments for our customers as they're trying to satisfy the sweet teeth of their sweethearts. So we've got a wide range, dozens of varieties of truffles and chocolate treats, and we can get them all boxed up for you. Just a custom-made selection and get them out the door. So
to my husband, that would make me happy, is to have chocolates come home along with the flowers. That's exactly right. I want to ask about anything special at the new store. First of all, we've got great neighbors.
Absolutely.
Second of all, you've got parking.
We do have parking, lots of it. Yeah, fantastic neighbors. We've got Antonelli's, we've got sorry, Hyde Park Bar and Grill.
I was going to say, it's you.
Big, that's us. As well as Curra's, Julio's, Quack's Bakery, Fresh Plus. So it's a fantastic little area that's already well known to our neighborhood. And really the reason I'm down there is, I was, a customer of all those establishments. And so I'm just thrilled that we're adding that to the neighborhood, able to bring that to our locals there and anybody who wants to come in and pay us a visit.
Okay, and we've got to talk about Soda Fountain because my understanding is not yet. Not yet,
that is correct.
But maybe something's in the works.
We do have a contingency plan. We're kind of gauging customer interest. Big Top, of course, is known internationally for its soda fountain, which we recreated nearly 20 years ago to do hand-jerked sodas, fresh malts, shakes, root beer floats, which has been our most requested. Where can I get the root beer float at Big Top Hyde Park?
Really? Okay.
So for those who come in, we have a wall that's about to get a soda cooler for our bottled sodas, but behind that wall is a kitchenette that would make a perfect soda fountain. Now we're gonna have to go through, the city permitting and all that, so it might be a little time. We'll hopefully have it in time for summer. But we do have the means to add, a soda fountain in there, and with the right response, we'll do so.
I like the hand rubbing. Yeah. It means he's always up to something. 18 years and he's still coming up with new ideas. I love it, and I'm so proud and happy for you.
Thank you so much.
On this new expansion. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you. We appreciate it. We're excited.
Okay, guys, learn more about both locations, South Congress and now Hyde Park, at BigTopCandyShop.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Ally Medical ER. February is Heart Health Month, warning signs, prevention, and why CPR training saves lives with Dr. Jessica Best of Ally Medical ER. Dr. Best, February is Heart Health Month. Why is this such an important time to talk about heart emergencies?
Well, heart emergencies are somewhat of a silent killer. Many people may not recognize the symptoms of a heart attack. Maybe they wait too long. And we don't really want to lose our loved ones, so it's something we definitely want to be cognizant of and make sure that we're kind of maintaining our health so that we don't end up with problems down the line.
Absolutely, and I know it's still the #1 killer of men and women in America, so it's something to really pay attention to. And speaking of, many people don't recognize the symptoms of a heart attack, especially as they can look different for people like women. Can you talk to me about what we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so you may typically hear crushing chest pain, maybe radiating to left shoulder, left arm, but many times we see women coming in with fatigue, shortness of breath. Maybe you've noticed some increased, swelling in your legs. That may be a sign of some heart disease. So if there's something that you're feeling is not quite right, definitely time to come in and get evaluated.
Any cardiac red flags that people should be on the lookout for that says, hey, I need to go search for help?
Yes. So in addition to the main ones like the chest pain, increasing shortness of breath, especially with exertion. If you find you can't do kind of your average everyday activities anymore without feeling maybe some pain, maybe some extra fatigue, the shortness of breath, if you notice that increased swelling in your legs, these are definitely big red flags that you need to be seen, and we need to, have you evaluated, rule out the bad things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. What are some of the most effective things that people can do at home to protect their heart health?
All right. So the biggest thing is if you have any risk factors, diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, making sure that you are having those things managed by your primary care doctor, maybe making sure you're taking your medication, of course, eating that healthy, balanced diet, maintaining a healthy weight, these are all going to help.
Ally Medical ER can help. You guys are a full-scale emergency room.
That's right. So we can definitely see you for any of those symptoms, any concerns you have. We can do EKGs, we can consult cardiology, we can even do cardiac stress tests in-house, and maybe if it's beyond what we can do there, we can always get you transferred to a cardiac center.
Okay, sounds good to me, Dr. Best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ally Medical ER has 7 locations across the greater Austin area. Use online check-in at allymedical.com for added convenience. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Ally Medical ER. Welcome back. If you haven't made plans yet for Valentine's Day dinner, Peche has you covered. The talented team at the restaurant is giving patrons the works with a fine French menu for you and that special someone. Joining us now with details is Chef John Lichtenberger. Chef, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to have you here. I haven't been to Peche before, so can you talk to me a little bit about the restaurant and the menu that you offer?
Sure. Peche is a timeless absinthe bar, and it's a French brasserie. We've been in business for over 17 years, and people just love the cocktails that we make and the cuisine that we make.
Did I just hear you say absinthe? Because I
Yes.
wondered when you brought this beautiful
Yes.
like silver piece in.
Absolutely.
Is it like an absinthe pourer? And
Yes,
it
it
is?
is.
Oh
Yes, it
my
is.
gosh. People just used to make such gorgeous things, didn't
Yes,
they?
absolutely.
Oh, it's really cool. Okay, you've got a special Valentine's Day menu. I asked you off camera, not prefix, so you can go and pick and choose your favorite bits.
Correct.
You're
yeah,
not
we generally,
tied
don't,
to
we
a
generally
dessert.
don't do a pre-fee because we feel it's a better value for our guests.
Oh, that's
They
wonderful.
can figure out what they want, or they can have one of the specials.
Well, I'll tell you what, my husband never wants the dessert, so
Oh,
you-
okay.
you figured
Well, we
it
have a
out for
creme
him.
brulee you can share. That's wonderful.
That's actually the one
That's
thing
my
he will
wife and
eat.
I always share
Oh,
all
that's
the
so
time.
sweet.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about what's on that menu.
Okay, we're gonna to start off. I would have a drink. I would have a French 75, which is just an amazing drink to get your juices flowing, so you get hungry. And then we're gonna have a seafood bisque, a sinful seafood bisque.
Lovely.
After that, we have starters. We're gonna have a classic shrimp cocktail, and then we have for anybody that's in a mood for an aphrodisiac, we have fresh oysters with caviar.
Wink, wink.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
It's the day for it.
It's the day for it.
And
That's
then
right.
we're going to have an Atlantic halibut and a lobster gnocchi and a
Ooh.
Chateaubriand for 2 with béarnaise sauce, which is
Oh.
a real classic and just a romantic and wonderful.
I like the idea
dish.
of it's kind of Lady and the Tramp. You
Yeah,
just sort of
exactly.
split the meal together, okay?
Exactly.
And then, of course, for dessert, you've thought of that too. You've got a chocolate mousse that you're going to show us
Yes,
today. We've
mousse au
got a lot of
chocolat- mousse au
component parts.
chocolat with, we're using a brandy, a framboise brandy.
Okay,
That's
raspberry
from St. George.
brandy.
We also have their absinthe on our menu, so
Oh,
it's a
lovely.
great group.
Okay, where do we get
So what
started?
we did was we've already melted our chocolate. It's 8 ounces of chocolate. You
And is
want-
this
you
the
wanna
sort
use
of
a really
chocolate I
good
can get from
quality.
the store?
Yeah. This is a 64% chocolate. This is actually the beans come from Ecuador, which is one of the best places actually.
Well, so, okay, it's maybe a little bit better than what I can do from buying from HEB, but
So we're gonna mix that in there.
okay, so how many egg yolks did you just
This
put
is 6
in?
egg yolks
Okay,
to 8 ounces of melted butter, melted chocolate. Pardon me.
okay.
And then we've separated the eggs, and then we have egg whites here.
Okay.
that
And
we
so these
beat
are
it
the
to-
6 egg whites
Yes,
of
correct.
the yolks.
Then we beat
okay.
it to a soft peak, and then we're going to incorporate the chocolate
Okay.
into that.
Already smelling absolutely amazing, chef.
Yep.
And then we're gonna
And then we're
do.
going to fold that in.
Got it.
Sorry.
A lot. No, you're fine. A lot of tools we got to change between. And as you're doing a little bit of this folding,
And
chef,
then
do you go ahead?
And then this is 2 cups of heavy cream, whipping cream, that we're going to fold in as well.
Okay, that you've whipped up just a little
Correct,
bit. Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your background. You said 35 years in your hometown.
Yeah, I worked in Manhattan for at least 35 years, and I've been here for 21 years now.
Have you really?
I came here for the beautiful weather,
And have you at any point gotten tired of the heat at this point?
There's been a couple of summers where I've been tired of it.
We gave you that ice storm though to make you feel at home a couple of weeks
exactly.
ago.
I think I'm the only one in my neighborhood that had a winter jacket.
Right, me too. Coming from the Midwest, you don't need it all that often, but every once in a while it makes you feel like a superhero.
So you want to incorporate that nice and gentle. You don't want to deflate the eggs or.
So what I see is that you go around and
Correct.
cut through.
Correct.
Right?
Exactly.
And that keeps a little bit more air in the mousse.
And then you're gonna put this in. We use a coupe glass, and you're gonna let them sit for about 4 hours or so.
Okay, in the refrigerator or outside at
In the
room
refrigerator,
temp?
yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then I have some cream here that for a garnish that I've set aside.
And so is this the same thing, kind of that heavy whipping cream that you've just
Correct.
whipped up a little bit?
That has
so
a little
you
bit
can
of
reuse
that
some
has
of these things.
the raspberry in it.
Oh,
and a little bit of sugar as well.
Okay.
And then we're gonna put a couple raspberries on top.
And raspberry with chocolate, what doesn't go better? My goodness,
And
that's
it's very, very sexy and romantic.
very sexy, very romantic. And a nice little fresh pop at the end.
Exactly.
We're putting just a touch of mint, is that right?
Exactly.
Oh, they look absolutely lovely.
That's it.
Okay, you coming to me? Can I
Coming
try
to
it?
you, yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, while I'm eating it, why don't you tell me what sets Peche apart? Is there anything that you feel like makes your restaurant so much
it's
more
just
than
such a
others?
welcoming place. I mean, we have guests, and we call them our friends. I mean, we have friends that have been there for coming to us for years, and it's just a welcoming place where you can actually sit at the bar if you're by yourself, and you still feel like you're welcome, and you can have an amazing meal just sitting at the bar by yourself. Or you could come in as a date night. A lot of people come in first date night.
Ooh.
Or groups. We do a lot of birthday parties and such.
Okay.
But
Good
it's
to know
just
that you
a
take on
welcoming,
groups.
welcoming place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to be serving this menu Friday and Saturday. So if you can't get a reservation on Saturday, you might want to try Friday.
I love to hear that. I will say the depth of the flavor in this chocolate is absolutely fantastic. I think it goes back to using those incredible ingredients. that
Absolutely.
you
Yeah, we always
mentioned.
source the best that we can.
Absolutely. Okay. I do want to ask about downtown parking. It can be a little bit difficult, but you guys have that figured out?
Yeah, we have a service that people can use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then how do we make reservations? Do you still have any for Saturday?
It's getting close.
It's getting close. But Friday
you
maybe?
You can go on Resi to make a reservation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to
But
me.
Friday's still available for sure.
Okay. All right. Good to have it split over a couple of days. Take your
Yes.
Valentine out. Chef, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
For more information and to book your dinner spot at Peche, visit pecheaustin.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Turn your home's value into opportunity with a HELOC or home equity loan. We're going to learn about the benefits of both today with Pamela Cotton, Vice President of Member Services at Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Pam, what is the difference between a HELOC and a home equity loan? They sound the same to me.
Yeah, they do. They both allow you to utilize the equity in your home, but they work in different ways. So a HELOC or home equity line of credit allows you, it's like a credit card, but your home is used as collateral. So you're gonna be approved for a certain amount of money that you can use. You just don't use it all at one time. So it's like a line of credit that you have access to. It's gonna be flexible for different types of spending. Your interest rate is gonna be a variable interest rate, and your payments are gonna be a little bit lower too, so there's a lot of flexibility there. A home equity loan, on the other hand, is a one-time lump sum payment. So you're gonna be very fixed there. You have a fixed rate, a fixed payment that covers the principal and interest the same time, and then you're going to use that for your bigger projects. But they're both great.
I know that there are different times though when one is better than the other. So when should someone choose a HELOC instead of a home equity loan?
Yeah, so a HELOC is going to be great for those ongoing projects. So maybe like your home improvement, you don't pay for everything up front. The project is extended over a period of time. So borrow the money as you need it, so you're not paying interest on it when you're not even using it. So it's great for that opportunity. It gives flexible spending there as well. Maybe it's tuition for college expenses. You're only going to use a certain amount of it at this time. Then next semester you're going to use it again. So it's perfect for that opportunity.
All right, let's flip the script. When is a home equity loan a better idea, the lump sum?
Yeah, so that's ideal for those one-time expenses when you know exactly how much you need to spend. So maybe you're doing debt consolidation. You have all those credit cards that you know you want to pay off at one time. Get that one lump sum payment, pay off all those credit cards, and then you're saving by paying that one rate, and you get that done. So a home equity loan is beneficial because it offers more financial stability, peace of mind because you have that one stable payment over the term of the loan as well.
So it's fixed rate, fixed payment.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that Austin Telco Federal Credit Union offers both of these options, right?
Absolutely, we do. We have the home equity and we have the HELOC. We would love for members to come in and talk to us because we can give you more input and information on how each of those work and what's going to work best for you.
All right, Pam, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Learn more about all of the services that Austin Telco Federal Credit Union has to offer by going to atfcu.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union.
The book ban happening all across the country has been affecting everyone from librarians, students, school boards, and even local political groups. All of that is put under a microscope in the brand new PBS documentary, The Librarians. And joining me now is director Kim Snyder along with librarian Julie Miller. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Blake.
So, ladies, I had the chance to watch this documentary yesterday, and I loved it, first of all. But just to get people excited here, kind of give me a brief rundown on what people can expect from The Librarians.
Well, actually, the film started over 4 years ago, right where you were sitting in Austin, Texas. I had learned about what became known as the Krause list of a state representative who had issued a list of 850 books that school librarians should review and take off their shelves. And they were largely targeting characters, LGBTQ plus, themes of race, characters of color, authors of color, and sex education. And I learned about a group of librarians sitting right there near Austin who were calling themselves the Freedom Fighters. And they were speaking out about this and starting to organize. And that began a journey that I did not anticipate for 4 years of my life, to chronicle a siege on librarians across the entire country that has escalated since we began. And so we're thrilled it's finally going to reach American audiences by way of independent PBS, Independent Lens.
Yeah, and it's done so well. And what I like is that you get so many different aspects of it, right? A lot of people in the country are familiar with the book ban at this point, but maybe they don't know kind of the deep rootedness within it. And so, Julie, for you as a librarian, you know, you are featured in the documentary as well. How did this kind of impact your day-to-day and your job? Because, you know, there were so many different librarians that talked about how it does affect them differently.
Yeah, absolutely. It rocked my world. I had been a high school librarian in my town for 9 years. Actually, I would say 8 years at the point when this all started. And within a year of just trying to work with the district and even working with some of the folks who were concerned about books, allegedly, that trying to bridge that divide and speak reason and common sense to the issue. It ended up landing me, without my position in the library anymore after a year. So, it completely changed my career, and it was devastating. Working with the high schoolers was the best job I'd ever had. I absolutely loved being in that library. So there was no way I was going to just let this happen when it came to all of the book challenges and the banning. To me, it was just, well, of course we can't let that happen. I mean, what a silly thing to do, to try to take books away from students who walk around with phones in their hands. let's try to be reasonable here, but reasonable was not really in the room when it came to this conversation.
Yeah, and something that I think really impacted me as the consumer of it was when you all really kind of dived into some of these maybe series or books that are included on the ban list, because I think it would shock some people, including the recent popular series of A Court of Thorns and Roses, as well as Hair Love. And so I'm curious from your all's perspective, to really just kind of spotlight this for a second. How does that really affect kids' sense of community, identity, autonomy, and understanding culture? Because I think that's the beauty of books, right? Is we understand the world better in a brand new way.
Absolutely. I mean, books. Um, there's a great quote from an educator about how books can be mirrors and windows and sliding glass doors, and so they can reflect our own experiences. They can give us a way to see into other people's experiences and even step into into their lived experiences. I know that I have personally gained a lot of empathy and understanding by reading about people who are not like me, who do not look like me, who do not come from the same background as me. And when it comes to taking these books out of the schools, where it's essentially saying these books are unacceptable and therefore you are unacceptable because of your skin color, because of your religion, because of your gender identity or your sexual orientation, or even just questioning or wanting to learn more. So it's really harmful what's being done here. And it's also important to note that this is not really about books at all. This is really just an attack on freedom of information, freedom of access to information. And I think that we have seen that creep of attack on freedoms. And it may have started with the school libraries, but has gone well beyond that.
Yeah, it's interesting too, you kind of alluding there to maybe like hiding identities or harboring them a little bit, because something that said sort of towards the beginning was there's someone that mentions, their experience was books were locked away behind 3 locks within their library. And then that person said that that's like hiding a student's identity behind 3 locks. And I was like, wow, like that's really powerful when you think of that. So something else that I found really fascinating about this was kind of, history circling back in some ways. Like, for example, looking at novels like Fahrenheit 451 in 1984. So how concerned should we be? Is there an end in sight with the banning of this, or do you guys feel like it's maybe only getting worse?
I'm very concerned. I, for one, am very concerned. I think our film is both an alarm, a kind of bugle cry, if you will, and a dystopian, frightening portrait of things are happening in the country that may shock some people, namely the fact that criminalizing our librarians is actually something on the table. But it is also incredibly hopeful and inspiring. I think it reflects this moment that hangs in the balance, where people like Julie and other, I see them as American patriots standing up for our democracy, that we can take cues from them and not cower in fear and demand what is right, and stay true to our own personal integrity and to our constitutional rights.
Yeah. So in closing here, what do you guys kind of hope the takeaway or action ignited from the film is?
We want people to get hyper local. We want people to become civically engaged in their local community, because that's often where these issues play out, is in the local school boards, the library boards, the city councils. You actually can affect these things. There's generally a very low turnout of voter turnout for school board elections, but they're incredibly important. And these down ballot races are not partisan. They're not R or D. This is about getting involved in how these policies affect the future of our kids and public education at large.
Yeah, so impacting the future in greater ways than even maybe we can imagine. Now, The Librarians premieres February 9th on PBS's Independent Lens. Kim, Julie, thank you so much. Trivial Pursuit is back for a brand new season and is a part of the CW's Game Night lineup. So joining me now with everything you need to know is host and executive producer LeVar Burton. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, Blake. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. So, LeVar, let's just start with this. What excites you most about this new season of Trivial Pursuit, and how would you kind of say the tone and pace move throughout the show so the viewers can really get excited for what to expect this year?
You know, one of the things I'm most excited about is season 2. Season 1 was very, well enjoyed by the audience. But I felt on a personal level, I was still getting to know and learn the game. This season, I'm much more comfortable at the podium, and I feel like I'm able to be much more of myself. So I'm more relaxed, I'm more comfortable. The contestants are fantastic. They come from all over the country, and they're great. I mean, a lot of them play pub trivia, they practice, and they're knowledgeable. I say at the end of every episode, Trivial Pursuit, where knowing stuff is celebrated, and that's important to me. You know, we are all educators in my family. My mom, my elder sister, her 2 daughters, my nieces, my son. If you're a Burton, you are in the education business most probably. And me, I've just taken a little sidestep to show business. But I definitely believe that all TV is educational, Blake. The question is, what are we teaching?
Yeah, what are we teaching? Yeah,
I've tried to use the airwaves in a very positive manner for almost 50 years now.
Yeah, and you have, and thank you for all that you've done as far as educating goes on television. Now, hosting a game show would be such an interesting job to me because you're kind of doing this dual role of, being a comfort to the contestants, right? But you also kind of have to keep the authority throughout the game as well. So how do you go about keeping the balance while you're hosting these episodes and these games?
I think that balance lives naturally inside of me. The thing that I'm loving most about hosting Trivial Pursuit is I get to be myself, and there's a real familiarity, I think, between most of the contestants and me. They for the most part grew up watching me, and I love it when they come in and we meet, and sometimes they get a little misty-eyed, I get a little teary. It's a lovely thing. But I think in terms of being the host, it's not an easy job, but because there's so much to it. But I love it. It demands a lot of me.
Yeah, I love that. And it keeps you going, keeps you active, which I think would be like a fun role in a way. So obviously we don't want to give too much away, no spoilers here, but anything you can kind of tease for us about this new season's contestants, maybe any twists that are being introduced into the game?
Any twists that are being introduced into the game? It's pretty much basically, I think it's a great translation of the board game to a television show. But in terms of twists, I think for me the biggest twist is I'm just a lot more relaxed.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. I like that. More relaxed, so we're excited to see kind of how that plays out. Now, as I mentioned, Trivial Pursuit is now part of the CW's Game Night lineup, paired with Scrabble, hosted by Craig Ferguson, who we know and love. Now, how do you see kind of Trivial Pursuit complementing Scrabble in this new Game Night block?
Well, first of all, Craig Ferguson, hello. The man's one of the funniest human beings on the planet. I think these 2 shows work well together. Scrabble is all about words and letters and words and putting them together, and you have to have a certain amount of acumen in order to win at that game, to play it well. And I think the same is true for Trivial Pursuit. You're gonna know some of the answers. You will, and you're gonna not know some of the answers. But at the end of the episode, at the end of the game, you're gonna have learned something. And I love that about our game.
Yeah, I love that too. Like you said, bringing that kind of educational piece into television. Now, you have had such a long-standing career, kind of as you mentioned. So when you look at, just kind of your career, how do you see this show fitting into, just the thorough line of your career and everything that you've done? And because I know the education piece and the curiosity piece is really important to you.
Yeah, I see Trivial Pursuit is absolutely in alignment with that which I am known for. I'm a huge game show fan, have been for a long time, and I'm proud to host Trivial Pursuit on the CW. I'm having a blast, and I want you and your family to come and enjoy with me.
Yeah, well, LeVar, thank you so much for your time this morning. Season 2 of Trivial Pursuit airs Thursdays on the CW, premiering on January 22nd. Don't miss it. Thanks, LeVar.
Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Ally Medical ER and Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin.